Hey there, I want to have a serious heart to heart conversation with us. One of the reoccurring conversations that I have with the people in my community, if I go out and I'm having talks and workshops and things where we're talking about being more productive, is just the mindset and the feeling that we're always behind, that we're always having to catch up, that there's just not enough hours in the day. And I get it, I understand it. A lot of us can feel overwhelmed. We may have put too much in our plate, or we're just responsible for a lot of things and we don't have the resources or the people that we're able to delegate to. But when we have the mindset that we're trying to catch up, that really is a big part of why we may be feeling stuck. Because the issue is not that you're behind, it's really that your time, your energy, your focus is being pulled in way too many directions. Okay. I'm Michelle of Purposely Productive, and I help women build productive, profitable businesses without burning themselves out. And this is one of the biggest shifts that we have to make if we want to stop feeling behind all the time. Three action tips that I am going to challenge you to incorporate into your daily routine this week. The first one is prioritizing yourself. For some people, that's like, yeah, I do that all the time, Michelle, I'm good to go. And then for others, they may be like, uh-oh, what you talking about? So when you start your day, how does your day start? Do you jump into your work and you just start knocking things out, or do you take time to ease into your day? And what that I mean is, do you have time for yourself? Do you start your day focused on you? Whether it's, taking the time to the miracle mornings. I know a lot of people do the miracle mornings. That's something that I actually do bits and pieces of it, because it really does help just your overall emotional take on the day, but also just all things makes it really, really good. It could be getting some fresh air. It could be just having some coffee time or tea time, some time in silence, taking the time to really just look at your plan of action for the day. But prioritizing you and not your business makes such a big deal, because you are the one that's showing up in your business. So if you're not putting yourself at the top of that list, if you're not taking the time to say, okay, let's tackle this day. Let me make sure that I've got my water, that I'm hydrated, that I've gotten a few steps in, that I've had some quiet time, that I've done the things that are going to rejuvenate me, then you're going to already start your day feeling haggard. You're going to start your day feeling stressed and just overwhelmed. And so let's not do that to ourselves. I'm going to challenge you to take 10 to 15 minutes at the start of your day, before you open up your emails, before you start looking on social media, before you start doing any of those things, to really just center yourself and make sure that you're doing something specific for you and not for your business. Because if you don't choose how you start your day, guess what? Your day's going to choose it for you. And oftentimes it's not going to be the calm and connected and just productive thing that you want it to be. Sometimes it's going to be just like all over the place, and you're going to feel like you're spread too thin and you're doing all the things at once. So the first thing is making sure that you're prioritizing you and not your business. Okay. The second thing that I want us to focus on is making sure that we have some protected time within our day. I often hear that we just don't have time to stop and get everything together because I'm trying to catch up. I've got all these things I've got to do, Michelle. And so I don't have the time to take a day away. I don't have the time to take 2, 3 hours to kind of, build everything out and get all of these resources and plans and processes in place. And so I'm just going to keep treading water. I'm just going to keep going and going and going until, guess what? You're going to burn out. So instead of trying to do it all at once, I want to encourage you to take 30 minutes throughout your day. Create one 30-minute protected hour during your workday where you are solely focused on the things that feel overwhelming in your business. Is it your email? Is it creating content for yourself, whether it's updating your website? Is it creating a new funnel? Is it working on a new product? Is it, going through clients and making sure that you've got everything caught up? Doing something that is solely focused on your business and making sure that it is running as the business that it needs to be, so that it's a fluid business and that it doesn't feel like, you're just kind of throwing water out the boat as it's sinking. But taking that time to really focus in on the things that are going to help you to be more productive, that are going to help you feel as though you're not always trying to run and catch up and just are out of breath and like, oh my God, what next? What next? What next? What next? So taking that, if you do that every single day, 30 minutes, that's 2.5 hours, Monday through Friday, where, you had a protective block of time where, before, the thought of taking 2 hours to do those things may have felt ridiculously crazy. But now because you have stepped away and you've just done 30 minutes, and I promise you, those 30 minutes are going to go by really, really quickly. Like I have a clock that I keep right here. So when it's my time to do that, I just shift it over to the 30 minutes, let it go. I know what I'm going to be working on. And then when it goes off, I stop and I start focusing on the next thing in my business that I need to. Okay. So remember, create a protected frame of time to focus on you, your business, and its foundation. And then the last thing is how you end your day. At the end of your day, take a look at what you've completed. So if you have a list, I'm a list person. So I sit here and I have a list next to me so I can cross things off and I can see what needs to be done, what still needs to be done, have dates on it, with all of those things. So I take a look and say, okay, I've gotten these things done. Do I feel complete with this? Is there anything that needs some more time? Do I need to reach out to someone to talk to them? And then how is tomorrow going to look? So now that I crossed off everything that's gotten done today, I'm going to flip this over. Or if you use a notes pad or, you use like a website like Asana or something like that, where you can create your bundles of your blocks of times of what you're working on. And then I'm going to create my plan of action for tomorrow. So then tomorrow morning, when I sit down, after I've taken the time for myself, I know where I need to start. And I can go ahead and say, okay, these are the hours that I'm going to be working today. And this is what I need to do during those time frames. And now, since I already have my list, I can go ahead and have that block of time that I'm going to be spending working on just me and my business so that I can continue to move forward and make sure that things are going smoothly. Okay. Because if you end your day with clarity, it helps you to start the next day with the momentum you need to continue going forward. Okay. So these are just three. They may not sound simple, but I promise you, if you start to incorporate them and do them on a consistent basis, they will get easier. They will become a part of your routine. It will become a habit that you do that is going to help you to be able to breathe and not feel so overwhelmed and just as though you're just always trying to catch up. So I hope this helped. And like I said, this week I'm going to be focused on doing this video was longer than I expected it to be, but I want to do some quick videos that just have some simple ways for us to kind of move forward from the mentality and just the overall feeling that we're overwhelmed and we can't get anything done and we just don't have the time to be productive because we can do it. We just have to shift our priorities. And then just kind of take a step back and breathe so that we can change the things in our business and in ourselves so that we are able to be more productive, be more profitable, and have more time for ourselves and make sure that we're prioritizing our overall health and wellness so that we can be the best that we're called to be for ourselves, for our communities, and for our clients. All right. If you need some additional clarity within your business, I encourage you to check out my free resource. It's linked below in this video. It's called the 3-Minute Business Clarity Check, and it helps you figure out what actually matters so that you can stop spinning the wheels and really start moving forward with productivity and with purpose. So check it out, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.